Welcome back to Leah's Loot. Today we're cash stuffing my variable expense envelopes that go in my purse and doing some savings challenges for October. I'll also show you some cute things that are in my Ko-Fi shop right now that are for free, and you can grab those and help do some fun savings challenges. Let's count the cash first. I theoretically have $301 here. Let's count it and make sure that that is accurate. The tracker here says 300, plus I found $1 in my purse to add to it that's rollover from last week's expenses. 50, 1, 50, 70, 90, 210, 20, 30, 40, 50, 250 is right there. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, that's 275. Then I should have $26 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, plus the bonus dollar, 26. That is correct. Great. Now, before we get too far, we're going to crack open a chilled, unsweetened seltzer water. Stay hydrated today. Grab a beverage while you're working on your budget stuff, too. Today I'm doing Waterloo brand raspberry nectarine. It is divine. So good. All right, in my food envelope, let me kind of reorganize this top to bottom here. My food envelope is getting 2 20s, 2 50s, and a 10. And this is actually going to be divided among my pets and food, so set that aside. 2 20s, 2 50s, and a 10. That should be $150 there. And we're going to put 100 in my food envelope. And 50 in my pets envelope. They just all got food purchases. And the dog got new duck jerky, her very favorite treat. So she's covered for a while. In my Givey, we're going to get a 5 and 5 ones. I like to keep small denominations in Givey. That's just for like little opportunities to give above what I budget for my tithe. Little things come up here and there, and I like to have the cash ready to go and planned for. So that's Givey. And then in my personal, I'm getting $50 and a $10 bill, $60. Yay. I wonder what I'll spend it on. Okay. The rest is for our savings challenges today. So now that my envelopes are stuffed, we can get into savings challenges. I'll put a link to the Etsy shop where I bought these. The envelopes came with a little, what do they call it? A crossbody purse. I like the purse, but the snap on the front is not secure enough. And when it flips open, the envelopes are in the middle with the opening facing out, and all the money just falls out. And after that happened the second time, I decided not to use that as my day use purse, but I'm keeping it for special occasions. And then I'll just be careful not to have the kind of cash in there that I wouldn't want falling out on the ground all over the place in front of people. It was a good idea, and it's a cute purse. I'll show it to you in a different video. It's in a different part of the house right now. Okay, that leaves us with a bunch of things. I have a couple of large bills because we can condense as we go. Kind of set those up. And we have 5s. So today in Western PA, I cannot even begin to express how glorious the weather is. It finally feels like fall. And tonight we're under something of a frost advisory. It looks like it's only going to drop down to like 40, 39-ish. But I do want to get outside just in case it surprises me and gets a little colder overnight, and grab the last of my tomatoes and pull in a couple of plants that are in pots that are frost sensitive. So I'll do that after the video. Okay, before we get into doing challenges, I want to show you two that you can find on my Ko-fi, coffee, however you pronounce it. One is this challenge. It's 3. This is just one of them, but I made a 3 sheet of 3x6 challenges, and it's all themed on apple cider. So the whole, and that's what the PDF is called. So get on there and find it. One of them is the boy picking apples, one of the boy is washing apples, and one is of the boy drinking his warm cider that he made. The other one is fun. For those of you who are Gen Xers and old enough to remember The Cosby Show, this is a Gordon Gartrell shirt. And you can decide on the challenge, do you want the real designer one and save $95, which was the original price of the real shirt on the show, or do you want Denise's knockoff that she made for $30? So whether you're a low income saver or a high income saver, there's a part of the challenge for you. Again, that's free on my Ko-fi. Feel free to stop by and grab that. Okay. As always, I'm going to set this aside for a minute. The first challenge I always start with every week is my long-term one, and that is my farmhouse challenge. This was an Etsy purchase. This was the first challenge I purchased when I discovered savings challenges and just how many there are and how to gamify my savings. And my goal is to complete this entire challenge by the end of December, and then I have a different one picked out for 2026 already. So the first thing we'll do is one of the scratch-offs. This bonus savings challenge sheet, I have adjusted the number so that I save $200 even. And let's go up here to this corner. We haven't done anything in this corner yet. And we're saving $15 today. Okay. So let's grab that before I forget. 10 and 15 will go off to the side. And that part is done. We don't need our master sheet. Now we'll get into the fall crops. That's our next card that we're going to work on. And this one I determined ahead of time would be odd numbered collection. So for saving for our fall crops, pumpkins are 1, cranberries are 3, artichokes are 5, sunflowers are 7, and grapes are 9. And plus we can draw an extra card, which I have in my hand. So since we're only working with $81 today, and I have some other savings challenges I'd like to try to finish, I think what I'm going to do today is just the 9. We'll just save the big one and bang that one out early. And we'll draw a card. So we'll cross off the 9. That one's done. And actually, before I pull the money, let me just draw the card. So these are the little cards that came with it that are for the draw card part. Let's do this one. You lost the tool. It says you misplaced your watering can. Save $3 to buy a new one. Dude, I own like 4 of these precisely for that reason. That's appropriate. Okay, so we're actually saving $12 today. So we'll grab a 10, 11, and 12. And the only thing I want to do is mark that we saved a $3 card. And then we'll discard the card because we're done with that one. We never draw the same card twice. And we have completed today's farmhouse challenge. Put the rest in the bag. Pull out my binder. And now we get into our normal minis and tinies. I like the minis and tinies. I am a low income saver. Every once in a while I like to save for a larger amount. Like I did last month. An envelope challenge that saved $1,800. And I appreciate doing that. But I like the quick wins of the smaller challenges. Okay, so our first challenge today is we're saving $100 for the month of October. And since I have a $20 bill sitting here, let's just fill in our ghost. That's worth $20. Because those are the kinds of things that if I agonized over it or saved for it too long, it wouldn't be fun anymore. But we'll just throw a $20 bill at it and be done. How about that? Ooh, I don't actually celebrate Halloween. However, this challenge was part of a bigger set, and it saved the exact right amount. So I'm like, yep, we can make it work. We'll call that the Holy Spirit. That's the Holy Ghost right there. All right. So we'll put this in, and that one's done for today. We won't come back to that one. Okay, our gnomes. This one's cute. This one is from Dragonfly Saves. The other one is from an Etsy shop that came in a large digital bundle, and I'll put the link in the description. By the way, I said that last week when I did my September closeout. I'll put the links in the description, and then I totally forgot. So I will rectify that as well. If you go back to see the September one, you'll get the links later today. This one, I'll be sure to post the links. Okay, and last week we saved $10, and I think this week we'll save $5 for now, and we might come back to that one later. So let's knock off a 4 and a 1. It saves $40 total. So depending on how the rest of the challenges go, we might come back to it. No problem. No problem. Anybody see the full moon this week? Our skies were gorgeous. There was just a little bit of light scattered cloud cover that would pass in front of the what they call the hunter's moon, or sometimes the harvest moon. It was beautiful. And honestly, it was one of the brightest natural light nights I can remember seeing in a long time. And I live out in the country. I live near or right across the street from a business that keeps parking lot lights on, and they cause some light pollution, which annoys me on nights when aurora borealis are visible, or we're having a meteor shower or something like that. But the other night, it didn't even impede the moon. It was just really, really pretty. Each icon on this one, this is from Bonfire Budgets. This is a cute little fall-themed challenge. And each one of these is 2. So let's fill in 2 for now, say $4, and then we might come back to this one. Couple things, as always, before we started, I tried to straighten out all the money and put the heads of the presidents all facing the same direction, because I'm a nerd like that. I also, off camera, you can't see it, but I have a computer open with rolladie.net, which is a die randomizer online, because I don't own various sided dice. This is from Bajan Girl Budgets. This is Kimmy, and she created a monthly challenge. We did September last month with leaves, and this time it's pumpkins. And I determined that each pumpkin would be worth $3. So let's do 2 pumpkins today. Pay no attention to my nasty coloring skills. I was never a big colorer. I know a lot of grown-ups have discovered coloring or rediscovered it from their childhood. I don't know why. I think it was just a patience thing. I always wanted it to go faster. We have a football challenge from Budgeting with a Ginger. Are you ready for some football? And each icon is just worth $1. How much do we have left? We have 5 here. And I want to do a little bit of my Build-A-Burger. Maybe. Maybe not. We might not get to Build-A-Burger today. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 19. Yeah, I think we'll just stay in the binder today, and we'll work on Build-A-Burger next week. Okay, let's fill out 3 of these for now. We might come back to this one. I say that all the time. 1, 2, 3. Some of these got a head start because I had money left over from my vacation that I wanted to stuff so I wouldn't spend it. But I hadn't unpacked yet to get all of my filming equipment out of the van. This one's cute. This is from Blue Kiwi Budgets, and it's a little search and save. And what we're doing on this one is picking one and then multiplying it by 2. So we'll just, these are the 2 that we finished already, the marshmallow and the sunflower. And these are the ones that are left. Let me just give them a little mix here. I don't know what's what. Let's just pick this one. Okay, sweater weather. It's sweater weather. It's sweater weather. And we're going to save $6 for that one. 1 and 5 is 6. And we'll mark that one off. Good. I like that one. I'm just going to put the cards in that are left over so I don't get them confused. And the cards that I used, I'll set aside. Okay, this one's for Neurospicy Budgeting. And they're small denominations. Let's do 4. We'll put $4 in here. A 1, a 2, and a 1. One, two, three, 4. Holly's over here relaxing. My sweet dog. She had a hard day yesterday. She rode with me to my office. I live in Western PA, but I work in Northern Maryland. And I take her to my office days. And yesterday, I think it was just the full moon because she hadn't slept. Nobody in the house slept the night before. And so she just wasn't riding well. At one point, she was trying to leave the back seat entirely and come crawl up and sit on me up front, which is dangerous. All right. And then she kind of loitered around the office while I worked and was bored. And then last night I had a meeting at the office and a bunch of people came and that perked her up for a little bit. But when we got home last night after a long day, followed by no sleep, all she's done the whole time we've been home is sleep. We have $6 left, so let's put 2 more in this one. And the last few dollars we'll put in the one behind it. And we'll call it a day. So we didn't finish any today. This is just the first week of October. We got time. But I have some seriously cute challenges coming up for the rest of the month. So I do want to bang some of these out pretty quickly. 2 and 4. All right. We're not going to count them until we finish them. So today's kind of a short video. I'll show you this. I mentioned it last week. Gave you a little preview. But I do want to show you Haley Rain's Build-A-Burger dice roll challenge. That's what we're going to be working on. And next week I get my mid-month pay, and so I have a larger amount to work with for my savings challenges, so that'll be perfect. But we're going to use a 6-sided dice, and we're going to place an order for our burger, and we roll, and whatever we roll on, that's the bun for our burger, and that's the amount that you save. And you build the burger 1 row at a time and tally it all up, and 1 burger equals whatever you save that week, and then you do it again. If you roll on an X, it means that you don't have that ingredient in your kitchen, and you have to just donate $5 and then roll again to find a different one. I think because I'm doing this on a lower budget, what I'm going to do is just count that as $5 and be done with it and not re-roll. But anyway, that'll be fun. We'll be building some burgers together. Okie doke. That's everything, folks. I'm going to finish my seltzer. I'm going to edit the video. I didn't even need to use my dice today. I do have some challenges set aside for October that will. So you can join me on those in the next video, and we'll get back into it. I'm giving all my loot a job. I encourage you to do the same, and I'm glad you're here. Have a great day.